If you were to walk into a nail salon, there's a high chance you'll hear Vietnamese being spoken behind the counter. But this wasn't always the case. The story of how Vietnamese Americans came to dominate the nail salon industry is one of resilience, creativity, and the ability to turn survival into success. Let me take you on a journey to uncover the story behind the Vietnamese American success in the nail salon industry. In April of 1975, the Vietnam War came to a chaotic end with the fall of Saigon. Thousands fled the country, fleeing persecution, imprisonment, or death. Many of these refugees arrived in the United States with nothing: no money, no English, and no familiarity with American life. Among them was a group of 20 Vietnamese women living in the Hope Village refugee camp in Northern California. Their lives were about to change in the most unexpected ways, thanks to one woman, Tippi Hedren. Tippi Hedren, the Hollywood actress most famous for her role in Alfred Hitchcock's film The Birds, was volunteering at the camp to help refugees adapt to American life. She noticed the women were fascinated by her perfectly manicured nails. Seeing an opportunity, Hedren arranged for her personal manicurist to teach the women nail care techniques. This small act of kindness became the seed of an industry. These women took their new skills, earned manicurist licenses, and began working in salons. They found that nails required minimal English, low startup costs, and could be learned relatively quickly, a perfect match for newly arrived refugees seeking work. As these women found success, they shared the trade with friends and families, passing it down like a treasured recipe. Word spread through Vietnamese refugee networks. The business model worked: low overhead cost, high demand, and a welcoming environment for community members. By the 1980s and 90s, Vietnamese refugees were opening their own salons across the country. They introduced lower prices than traditional high-end salons, making manicures accessible to everyday American women. This industry became more than just a job. It became a lifeline. For many Vietnamese families, nail salons were the first step toward economic stability in America. In states like California, Texas, and Louisiana, entire families pooled their earnings to buy homes, send children to college, and start new businesses. Today, Vietnamese Americans make up between 40% to 50% of the nail salon industry nationwide. In California, that number is even higher, with around 80%. The impact on education has been profound. Children of salon owners received financial support from their parents to graduate college, become doctors, lawyers, and engineers. Nail salons became the economic engine that fueled a new generation of Vietnamese American success stories. But it hasn't all been polished perfection. Vietnamese salon workers have faced long hours, health risks from chemical exposure, and exploitation by landlords or suppliers. In the early years, cultural misunderstandings and language barriers often led to stereotypes and discrimination. Despite these obstacles, the community built support networks, worker advocacy groups, and nail salon associations to protect their rights and promote safety. Nonprofits like the California Healthy Nail Salon Collaborative emerged to push for better working conditions. Nail salons remain a cultural anchor for the Vietnamese American community today. They are more than just places for beauty. They are refugee success stories, hubs for networking, and symbols of transformation. The children of salon owners often speak of their parents' sacrifices with deep gratitude and pride. They've watched their mothers and fathers bend over manicure tables for hours, turning calloused hands into stepping stones toward the American dream. From a refugee camp in 1975 to thousands of thriving businesses today, this community has shown what's possible when resilience meets opportunity. So the next time you sit down for a manicure, remember this: you're not just getting your nails done. You are touching a piece of history, painted with perseverance, polished with hope, and finished with the brilliance of the American